Long ago, in the peaceful village of Ntabe, there lived a skilled but poor craftsman named Obina. He was known for his golden hands, carving beauty from wood and clay. People came from faraway lands to buy his handmade drums and stools. But Obina wasn't respected by the elite, especially Mama Mabel, the wealthiest woman in Tabe. She controlled lands, markets, and even the village chief's decisions. Mama Marble had one daughter, Amara, a girl of rare beauty and grace, and Obina's one true love. They met as teenagers, when Amara stumbled upon his workshop while hiding from a storm. She found shelter, and slowly, love. But Mama Mabel was grooming her daughter for wealth and politics, not for the son of a widowed potter. One day, Obina brought a delicate necklace he carved himself and proposed under the mango tree they always met. "I have nothing but these hands," he said, "but I will build us a future with them." Amara, with tears in her eyes, said yes. But when Mama Mabel found out, the sky darkened. "You will not marry into poverty," she screamed. "You are a queen, not a woodcutter's wife." She dragged Amara home, burnt the necklace in front of Obina, and accused him of seducing her daughter for wealth. Rumours spread. The villagers turned cold. Obina was heartbroken and humiliated. Amara begged, cried, fought, but her mother's grip was strong. Eventually, she was married off to a rich but violent businessman from Lagos. And Obina vanished. No one knew where he went. Some said he left for the forest lands. Others believed he died of a broken heart, but he lived and carried a fire inside him. 20 years later, the world had changed, but pain remembers. Obina, now a quiet man in his 40s, had left the noise behind. He moved to a small town called Ogboko, far from Ntabe, where no one knew his story. With the little he had, he opened a furniture workshop, and slowly, through sweat and humility, built a respected name. Not rich, but dignified. His greatest joy? His only son, Chike. Chike grew up watching his father shape wood and silence into beauty. He was smart, calm, and humble, but carried the sadness of a man whose father never spoke about his past. "Papa, why don't we ever go to your old village?" "Some roads are better left quiet, my son," Obina would reply. Meanwhile, in the village of Ntabe, Amara's life had not turned into the dream Mama Mabel promised. Her husband, the Lagos tycoon, drank and disappeared for days. Eventually, he left entirely, never to return. She raised her daughter, Zara, alone, with Mama Mabel's strict rules suffocating them both. Zara, however, was different, fierce, bold. She loved books, music, and freedom. But most of all, she questioned everything. "Why can't I choose my own life, Grandma?" "Because our blood is noble," Mama Mabel would reply. "Then why do we cry behind locked doors?" Zara would whisper. One day, a youth empowerment camp was announced, bringing talented youth from all over the region to Ntabe for skills exchange. Zara volunteered. So did Chike. They didn't know they were walking into the same story that once tore their parents apart. The day they met, it was raining. Just like the day Amara and Obina first spoke, Chike was fixing a broken wooden stand under a large tent. Zara, looking for shelter, rushed in and slipped. He caught her mid-fall. Their eyes locked. "You always rescue girls like this?" she asked, half smiling. "Only the stubborn ones who run in the rain," he replied. They laughed, and something clicked. In the days that followed, they grew close. They worked on community projects together. They sang by the fire at night. They walked through the village gardens and talked about dreams, family, and pain. Zara loved Chike's calm strength. Chike admired Zara's wild courage, but neither of them knew their love would open wounds older than they were. As days passed, Zara and Chike grew inseparable. Each moment between them felt like something from a forgotten story, as if their hearts had already met long before they were born. But their closeness didn't go unnoticed. One evening, Mama Mabel, now older but no less controlling, watched from the upper window of her compound as Zara returned home, glowing with joy. "Who is this boy making you laugh like a fool?" she demanded. Zara hesitated. "He's just someone from the workshop. His name is Chike." Mama Mabel narrowed her eyes. "What's his surname?" "He only goes by Chike. He lives in Ogboko with his father. His father is a carpenter." At that word, carpenter, Mama Mabel's face dropped. Her fingers trembled as they clutched her wrapper. The memory hit her like thunder. "He has nothing but these hands, but I will build us a future with them." She hadn't heard the name Obina in 2 decades, but her soul still remembered the fire in his eyes. Could it be? Could this boy be Obina's son? That night, she snuck out of the house like a thief and made her way to the workshop camp. She stood at a distance, hidden behind the mango tree, and watched Chike work. His build, his manner, his hands. Everything screamed, Obina! She clutched her chest. No, this can't be happening, not again. The next day, she confronted Zara violently. You will never see that boy again. Do you hear me? Why, Grandma? What has he done? He is dangerous. No, you're hiding something. Zara stormed out, her heart breaking, confused and shaken. Mama Mabel summoned a private investigator that very night, offering large money to dig into Obina of Ogboko and his son Chike. 3 days later, the report came back. Son of Obina Naji, formerly of Ntabe village, banished 21 years ago. Meanwhile, Obina receives a letter, an invitation to the youth camp's closing ceremony in Ntabe. His heart stops. He hasn't stepped into that soil in 21 years. He looks at the invitation, then at Chike. Papa, you okay? Tell me something, Chike. This girl you've been seeing, what's her name? Zara Mabel Okoye. The air in the room turned cold. Obina's hands shook. Mabel, her grandmother's name is Mabel? He walks out into the night, into the rain, into the past. Meanwhile, Zara sneaks out again and meets Chike by the riverside. Chike, something is wrong. My grandmother is hiding something about your family. My father has been acting strange too, he says. I don't know what this is, but I need to know. They hold hands under the moonlight. Whatever it is, I want the truth, Zara says. Even if it breaks everything? Yes, she whispers. Even then. The youth camp's closing ceremony was full of light and music. Children danced, elders clapped, and everyone gathered in the village square under the great mango tree, now decorated with white cloth and golden lanterns. But 4 people weren't celebrating. Zara and Chike stood silently at the edge of the crowd, holding hands tightly, nervous, afraid of what they didn't know. Mama Mabel sat in her high chair, quiet and cold as stone, her eyes searching every face. Then came the man they all waited for. Obina stepped onto the stage. He looked older, wiser, but something in his eyes still burned, a fire that never went out. Zara's heart skipped, Chike's chest tightened. Mama Mabel gasped, her breath catching in her throat. It's him, she whispered. It's really him. Obina was introduced to the successful craftsman of Ogboko and invited to speak. He stepped forward, but instead of talking about youth empowerment, he told a story. Many years ago I loved a girl. She was kind, brilliant and beautiful, but her mother hated me, not for who I was, but for what I was not. That mother destroyed our love, banished me, broke me. But the past, it doesn't stay buried forever. He paused. His eyes scanned the crowd and landed on Mama Mabel. She looked away. The entire village was silent now. Today I stand not for revenge, Obina said, but for truth, because truth has a right to speak. He pulled something from his pocket, an old wooden necklace, charred at the edges. Zara stepped forward, confused. What is this? What's going on? Mama Mabel stood too, shaking with fury and fear. That man is a liar. He is nothing. Is that true, Mama? Zara asked, her voice cracking. Is he the man you banished? Is he my mother's first love? All eyes turned to her. Finally, Amara arrived, Zara's mother, summoned by the whispers. She looked at Obina and broke into tears. Yes, she said, this man is the one I was meant to marry. And he is your real father, Zara. The crowd gasped. Zara stumbled backward. Chike froze in place. What are you saying? Zara's voice cracked. You mean we're siblings? Obina stepped forward. No, you are not. I never knew Amara was pregnant. Mama Mabel hid it. She took the child and told Amara the baby had died. He turned to Mama Mabel, voice heavy. You didn't just ruin love, you ruined blood. Zara collapsed in her mother's arms, sobbing. Chike stood like a statue, confused, broken. Then Obina walked to him. My son, she is not your sister. She is the daughter of the man who abandoned Amara, not mine. Another wave of silence. Zara and Chike looked at each other, tears pouring down their faces. So we are not siblings? No, Amara whispered, shaking, but you are connected by pain and by healing. Weeks passed. The village was never the same. Mama Mabel fell ill. Whispers said it was the weight of her secrets that broke her. Zara and Chike tried to rebuild their love, but it was slow, careful. They both needed to grow, heal, and understand their family's story. The healing tree, Obina and Amara started walking together again. In the soft glow of the setting sun, the village of Ntabe slowly settled into peace, not just in its fields and homes, but in the hearts that had been burdened for too long. Obinna and Amara began walking together again. Not like young lovers running away from the world, but like two souls who had survived life's cruelty and found a rare second chance. They often met beneath the mango tree, the same place where Obinna had once carved her name in the bark, long before the fire of heartbreak had scorched their paths. Amara would bring kola nuts. Obinna would bring carved figures, tiny tokens of what he used to dream of making for her. They didn't speak much at first. Silence was their language, but in that silence they forgave. "I used to dream of this," Amara whispered one evening, "of seeing you, not in my memories but alive, real, free." Obinna smiled gently, "And I used to carve your name into everything, hoping that somehow if I gave it beauty, the world wouldn't forget what you meant to me." Amara touched the mango tree's bark, now aged and thick. "The world didn't forget, Obinna. I didn't." Together, they carved new words into the tree. "Pain doesn't kill love, fear does. Truth heals it." A year passed. The village healed. Mama Mabel, once feared and revered, lived quietly in the background. She rarely came out anymore, not from shame but reflection. Age had softened her pride. She now sat alone under the veranda, staring at the hills where Obinna once disappeared, and from where her granddaughter's future had returned. Then, in a celebration that made history in Tabe, Zara and Chike married beneath the mango tree. Not out of rebellion, not in secret, but with joy, permission, and peace. They danced under lanterns that swayed in the wind, and watching from the front row, with hands gently touching, were Obinna and Amara. Two hearts, one scar, one story that had come full circle.